Welcome to The Architecture of Human Agency. This video guides you through the theological mechanics of existence, navigating the balance between divine decree, al-qadar, and free will. We explore the paradox of control. The tension is, if everything is dictated by divine decree, how can humans be held accountable? Islamic theology resolves this by distinguishing between the context of our existence, or fate, and our response to it, which is agency. To understand agency, we divide human life into two distinct spheres, the involuntary realm of divine law and the voluntary realm of free will. The involuntary realm regulates us like other creatures through biology and physics. The voluntary realm is unique to humans, governed by reason and moral judgment. In the involuntary realm of divine law, humans have zero choice. We are bound to follow the ordained course set by God. This includes our birth, death, and genetic makeup. The rule is simple. Where there is no choice, there is no accountability. These elements are the setting of the test, not the test itself. Sphere 2 is the voluntary realm of agency. Humans are distinct because we are endowed with reason. This is where we adopt a code of conduct and choose between good and evil. Accountability exists exclusively here. We are judged on our response to the conditions set in Sphere 1. A critical theological distinction is that God's absolute foreknowledge, al-ilm, does not compel humans to act. God's recording of events, kitaba, is descriptive, not prescriptive, regarding human moral choice. God's knowledge does not compel us to act. The analogy of the prediction machine illustrates this. If a machine predicts you will sit down, it didn't force you. It simply knew you would choose to sit. God's perfect knowledge precedes our choice, but does not remove the freedom of that choice. The doctrine of acquisition, or kasb, helps us reconcile God creating everything with humans performing actions. Divine creation provides the power for the act, and human intent directs the will toward the act. The human then acquires the responsibility, kasb. The equation is divine power plus human intent equals acquired responsibility. We address the myth of passive fatalism. It is a corruption of belief to use al-qadar as a shield for laziness or sin. Citing fate to excuse failures is an error. God wills good. Evil often stems from the misuse of human free will. You cannot blame the architect for how you live in the house. Negligence is not destiny. True faith does not negate the use of means. Building on a floodplain is negligence that leads to disaster, not divine will. Refusing protection, like having a fire extinguisher, is a deliberate attempt to subject oneself to hardship. Blaming fate for lack of preparation is a theological error. Islam is fundamentally a faith of activism, not resignation. The concept of jihad means to struggle, both internally against sinful desires and externally to change evil. Passivity in the face of injustice is considered a failure of faith. The boundary between fate and free will is interactive, forming a dynamic interface. There is the absolute decree, unchangeable parameters. Then there is conditional decree, which is influenced by human effort. As the Shia perspective notes, God changes the condition of a people only when they change their own state. Prophetic traditions state that nothing can ward off destiny except prayer. Supplication or dua and good deeds can interact with the decree, potentially altering misfortunes or prolonging life. This implies that the system of fate is designed to be responsive to the human connection with the divine. The architecture is complete. Biology is fate, morality is choice, foreknowledge is not force, and negligence is not destiny. Prayer can alter the decree. We exist in a context of divine law, using our free will response to achieve an outcome of divine grace. Understanding al-qadar brings empowered submission. It offers peace regarding the past, knowing what happened was meant to happen. It inspires activism regarding the future, as what happens next depends on our effort and prayer. Trust in the architect, but build with excellence.